Hey everybody, I'm back with another process video. Look at my munchkin in that photo. Okay, I'll tell you the story behind the photo, just a few. So this layout is called The Best Life, and that photo was taken on the day that, or maybe it was the day after, I gave birth to Corinne. And I went into labor on Valentine's Day, so Valentine's has a very special meaning to me in my heart. My water broke while Aubrey and I were at a romantic dinner many years ago, so I'll get to that in a second. So I'm using some old Valentine's ephemera and papers from a previous, I want to say it's like Scraptastic kit, and then some things that I picked up from Michael's or maybe ordered online. So I'm going to create kind of this focal point in the middle of the page. I'm using some white texture cardstock by American Crafts and a bunch of these leftover pattern papers from these previous kits that I purchased. And I just wanted that focal point to be right there on the photo. So the next thing I'm going to do is add just a doily there to the side, left-hand side, because I felt that the side of that photo needed just a little bit of something. I thought I was going to add some washi tape, but then I decided against that. It just kind of blended in. It didn't really, go that well. Then I thought I was going to use these phrase stickers, and I'm going to play with that for a little bit, and then decide I don't want it on there. So I grabbed some of these gorgeous chipboard stickers that have been hanging out in my stash. This is from the Kiss Kiss collection by Crepe Paper. I'm going to use this frame that I've been hoarding for, gosh, did this kit come out last year or the year before? I can't remember. I know I've had it for at least 2 years, I think. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this frame and accent it. But I need to mount it on some vellum because I want to tone down the pattern paper behind the frame. And my idea here is I'm going to fill the little squares of that frame with some knitted hearts that I've had in my stash forever. So I'm trimming up that vellum. I'm going to add that onto the page, just kind of position it to see where I want it to go. And then I'm going to bring over my little crocheted hearts, I guess that's what you would call them. And I think I purchased some of these with a Recollections ephemera pack, and then there's a clip there that I think I had from a previous scrapbooking kit. Now I am altering that, taking that off the clip so I can add it to my layout. And I think that looks really great. It adds a lot of texture and height and just a little something different. And this is the type of ephemera that I tend to shy away from because typically when I first look at it, I don't know how I'm going to use it. And I'm really forcing myself to sort of think outside the box. Even I have to force myself to do something different every now and then. So I'm adhering these on with some glue dots, and my glue dots are not wanting to come off the roll because they're temperamental. I think I just got a temperamental roll. I'm not sure. Anyway, so now I'm going to add that to my layout. So the story behind this photo, so February 2010, Aubrey and I went on our last hurrah as just husband and wife at the time. And we went to a local theater and saw a really great local play, and then we went to eat dinner at a fancy Italian restaurant in the uptown area of Dallas. Well, on our third course, we were having a great time and talking about how great the meal was and whatever. I felt something that kind of felt like a pop and then a gush of water. My water broke, and so I turned and I looked at Aubrey, who, if you know my story, my spouse is transgender. So in this picture, that was Aubrey when she was that was Aubrey when she was Brian. I turned to Brian and I said, "I think my water just broke." And so off to the bathroom I go, and sure enough, my water broke. And so go out there, and I'm like, all right, it's time. And we head on out of the restaurant. They did not comp our meal, whatever. The restaurant's closed now. Anyway, they didn't comp our meal, but on the way, we paid our bill, and I looked over at the table next to us, which was two couples sitting there, and they're just kind of smiling, and they're like, "Oh, congratulations, what are you having?" I'm like, "I'm about to have a girl, like, right now." And they're like, "Oh my God, do you need help?" And I'm like, no, we're good. So we get to the car. We get lost going from the downtown area to Denton is where we had our kiddos. So we're about, I guess, 45 minutes away or so. Anyway, we make it to the hospital, get all settled in, and 24 hours later, after laboring and not dilating, we had a cesarean and our little girl was born, all 5 pounds and 14 ounces of her. So up until that point, we typically had very sucky Valentine's days. We just don't do Valentine's very well. But when she was born, it made up for all those really bad Valentine's days. So she was born February 15th at 6:46 p.m. In fact, today, as I'm recording this, is her birthday. We celebrated her 7th birthday today. So I thought that I would document this story. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type it up on a separate spread that's going to be a 6x12 spread because it is quite a long story. So all the journaling would not fit. Now, I've told this story in her baby book, but I wanted to tell it again with more of a Valentine's theme. Okay, so what have I done now that I've been chatting? I added a die-cut heart that I cut from my heart punch. I also added a puffy sticker, that's a little letter, along with some puffy hearts. I added the XOXO sticker there at the top. And then, of course, I added the title, that's The Best Life, because I truly felt that life is the best when you have a little one. She is our one and only, so we cherish her very much. So now I'm going to take this entire layout and I am going to back it on that pattern paper. That's sort of a gray, cream, and pink pattern paper, and I thought that looked really great and sweet with this layout. So there we go. Simple, using everything, or using all things from my stash, nothing new on this layout, making it work, and finally using those really cute crochet or knitted hearts, rather. Okay. So some photos are coming up. Make sure that you check out the Victoria Marie blog. Find me on Facebook as well as Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.